As the novel it's based on celebrates the 30th anniversary, we're joined now by the renowned author Alice Walker herself to further discuss its legacy. We'll also speak to her about other writings, her social and political activism in support of the Palestinians, and about the coming presidential election. Alice Walker, welcome to Democracy Now!
Thank you so much.
It's great to be with you. You were yesterday before a crowd of about 1,200 people in the audience at the Fall for the Book Festival in Arlington, Virginia. You read from The Color Purple. You talked about its importance. Tell us, on this 30th anniversary this year, your thoughts about what brought you to write this seminal work.
Actually, I wanted to spend more time with my grandparents, and they had died, long ago, and my parents, and so I set out to write a book in which I could really live for a year or two and be with them by creating characters who resembled them and by giving them a life that they might have had that, in fact, many of them did not have.
For especially young people who may not have, definitely they've probably heard of The Color Purple, but may not have read it, just lay out the story for us.
Well, the story is about Celie, and who was abused by her stepfather. She lost her own father, who was lynched, and this is part of the story that is rarely talked about, that her own father was lynched because he was so successful as a businessman in the South, when black people were not supposed to be successful. And then she became the victim of her stepfather and raped, and she had 2 children who were taken away from her and ended up in Africa with her sister, who had gone there as a missionary's helper. It basically is the struggle of someone who thinks she has no voice and has no place and writes letters to God because she has nobody else to write to. And then she discovers that the God that she's writing to is deaf, because he's basically the Christian God that has been imposed on black people. And at that point, she starts writing to her sister, and eventually she understands that divinity is all around us and that we are a part of it, and it's in nature.
Democracy Now!